course, I got.
How do I look? I can't see.
You look cute.
Is it started?
Yeah. You just. I thought you could. Can you not see yourself here?
I can. That's better. Well, that's good. That's good.
You have a little white thing there. There you go.
Well, I don't care about that. It's when the microphone is in the way of me.
Now
Now I feel better.
Ba, ba, ba.
Doing the fat girl trick.
Ba, 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 ba.
I'm really sweating this thing because it's saying.
Why do you need to take water with you to the thing? Hey, what's up, guys?
What do you mean?
You're talking about taking water to to Florida with you, yeah?
No.
What are you talking about?
Taking like shampoo and body wash.
Oh, just buy some when you get there. That's my advice.
I love you.
That's my advice. What? Just buy some when you get there. No. What's going on, guys? Rob and Dan are live. Bow, bow, bow. All right, what's up, everybody? We're finally back. Back in action. What do you think about that? Now that we're back in action.
Who?
You. Are you excited to be back?
Yeah.
My wife doesn't care. She's mad at me right now. She's not. Well, I mean, maybe she is. I don't know.
I'm just very focused on this thing right now.
Okay.
Here, why don't you look at it, because I'm not understanding it.
Let me see.
No, here, so right now I'm looking at, there's a 3-1-1 liquids rule.
Okay.
For the airport, right?
Okay. What does it say?
So I'm picking up the first thing. The 3 is that the liquid containers could be 3 ounces at most.
Okay.
All right?
Gotcha.
All of them need to fit into 1 quart-sized bag. All right?
Okay.
So there's 3, there's 1. What's the other one?
What's the other one?
Yeah, what's the second one of the 3-1-1?
Only 1 bag per person.
3 ounces, 1 quart, 1 person.
3 ounces. Well, yeah, you only pack 3.4 ounces or less of like liquid containers in a carry-on bag. They have to all be fitted into 1 quart-size bag, and you're only allowed to have 1 bag per person.
I just don't understand that, especially if it's a carry-on.
I don't know.
Like, what does it matter to you if my whole suitcase is full of travel-size shampoo?
That I don't know. Because 9/11 happened, so that's life, I guess, now. Hey, how are you guys? You love my content? Thank you. Thank you so much. How was our week off? Well, it wasn't really a week off for both of us. For my wife.
Not for me.
My wife actually worked more this week at her job. I did some chores and didn't really do anything. I played a video game all week. I played a game called Albion online for like 45 hours this week. And I did chores, though. I did do chores. A couple. I did some stuff, you know. And then we had like a graduation, which we'll probably talk about a little bit later. We'll get it started in like 8 to 10 minute mark. Right now we're just chilling. So, but yeah, it was quite a week off. I'll talk about that as our first segment, guys. Don't worry. Don't you worry about a thing. So, yeah. Albion Online. Yeah, I played Albion Online a lot. It's actually pretty good. It's a fun MMO. I did go crazy on it. No, I'm not going to get The Legend of Zelda, probably. I'm not a big Zelda fan. Although I did watch a bunch of Zelda videos while I was... I watched a Zelda timeline video and stuff. A bunch of stuff. What do I think about Wings and Boogie? I think it's kind of pathetic. I'm not going to really talk too much about it, but like it's sad. The two of them are sad. I mean, it's kind of just pathetic that I saw the video of them weighing in or whatever and shaking their body fat, and it's just like how embarrassing. You don't even have your dignity left, and it all comes down to because they're not willing to get real jobs. They're so desperate to maintain like being content creators that they would rather just ruin their dignity for some quick money, then just get a regular job. I think it's embarrassing, and I would rather go back to work than do what they did, because it's just pathetic. But that's who they are, and that's their legacy, and that's sad for them, you know. And it's really kind of their fault. So what is there really to say? You know, what's there really to say? But that's not what this channel's for, guys.
No, it's not.
So my wife doesn't want me talking about this
We're
stuff.
not talking about that. Yeah.
All right, this is not what this channel's for. Okay, we don't talk about drama. My wife said no drama stuff, so I probably shouldn't answer that question.
You know what we can talk about though?
What?
Is that I'm going on vacation next week.
Okay.
And I'm gonna make a vlog while I'm on vacation.
Ah.
And I was looking, I don't remember how I found this, but basically the same weekend that I'm there, there's going to be like a huge like a couple day festival.
Okay.
Like concert. Not the one I was telling you about yesterday. There's another like huge, I think it's 4-day concert in September. Move your elbow, please.
I'm stretching. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
In September in Virginia that I think me and my mom are going to go to.
That's cool.
I'm very excited for that. But this concert is, so I asked my brother if he wants to go. There's a couple of people, on Thursday we won't be there, but Slipknot is going to be there on Friday night. Which like,
what about Owl City? Is Owl City going to be there?
No, I've seen Owl City before.
Are they good live?
It's one man.
Is maybe
maybe
that person is non-binary. You don't know.
Maybe, I don't know, but like no, they weren't great. But anyways, Friday night, which I'm probably would get there too late to go to this, but it's gonna be Avenged Sevenfold and Evanescence.
Wow, that sounds really like that exists.
The people I would be able to see the headliners on Saturday night are Pantera, Godsmack, and Alice Cooper.
Oh, Pantera's
and on
not
Sunday is Tool and Incubus, which like those two sound pretty good. But then the Deftones, I don't know. I know that name, but I don't know anything. Okay. Mars Volta is going to be there on Sunday, and Coheed and Cambria. So.
See, this sounds. Some of them's not bad. Incubus,
yeah, so
Cambria,
I'm wondering like
Pantera.
if me and Christopher will.
Wait, did you say Pantera?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know that they were like kind of back together. That makes sense.
I'm wondering if maybe me and Christopher will go over there for a day and go to a concert.
More like pick the chauffeur.
Christopher Picture.
That's a weird joke. It's an inside joke. I don't know. Do we explain it?
I don't remember what holiday it was.
I think it was Christmas.
But maybe New Year's then, because it was at our house.
Gotcha.
And I think, was I even drunk?
You might have been.
I don't know, but for some reason in my head, I thought we were using like our little camera thing.
Yeah, we got like one of those like not Polaroid, but like a printing the picture.
Like
camera,
it's called like Instastax, I think.
Yeah,
it's a nice camera. We should really use it more. But
we should be. Why don't you take it on your vacation?
Well, I took it the last time we went there, and we used it once for your wallet.
I
picture.
used it, and I took a picture of you, and I put it in my wallet.
All right, bitch. Well, the end of my story is that we wanted to take a picture, and for some reason, I thought someone said Christopher. Someone take a Christopher picture. And the reason why, can I tell you the reason why I thought of that though? Because one time my brother's friend messaged him when he was drunk and said, "I Christopher the Christopher."
Okay.
So.
But you were dying laughing when you said
because it was fucking funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you hate when I laugh.
I like it when you no
you don't.
No, don't say that. I don't hate when you laugh. I think it's very cute. I love when you laugh. I don't like it when you laugh hysterically at me for minutes. It makes me angry. Like, I know that you don't mean anything by it, but like, I forgot what happened last time. But like, I think I hit my head or something on like a wall or something like that.
No, I did something to you when you went.
Yeah. No.
It was silly.
No, it wasn't that you did something to me. Like, you were mocking me a little bit. You were laughing at something that I did, and then you laughed for like 3 minutes. Which doesn't sound like a long time, but somebody laughing at you, and I'm like, I'm getting angry. I need you to leave the room because you were laughing so much at me. It's like it's hurtful. Okay.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings.
No, you're okay. But that's why I was like, I'm getting kind of angry.
It happened again like the week before.
Okay.
And my mom's so annoying.
But she just texted you?
Yeah.
Okay.
She said, I told Raj we're going to a hot pot in Queens.
Why?
He doesn't have to know shit.
Okay.
Anywho, it happened the week before because
So
do you remember we were driving Chick-fil-A and I was coughing and I made myself gag?
And you just started laughing at yourself.
Yeah. You got so angry at me because you hate me.
No, that's not what happened at all. That's not what happened. Oh my god. All right. Anyway, let's. You're a terrible person. Okay. Let's get into this. Let's start with the first beautiful segment, which was me getting banned. I'm talking about it here, and I'm not talking about it on my thing because I just don't want to. I'm just going to reference everybody to this. So let's talk about my ban, guys. I got banned last week. Everybody was asking where I was, and I just didn't answer them. I told people in the Discord, so, you know. But I didn't really... It was annoying. I got banned for a clip, I can't play it, of a video that I made. And the video that I made was about some woman... And I deleted the video, too, because I wasn't risking it. It was about some woman who I guess her argument is mistakenly thought that these two Hispanic people are trying to steal her kids, kidnap the kids, and I think she ended up getting arrested for it because it was so like false. And I made a silly joke, which I made into a short to put them on my shorts and my my YouTube thing, my Instagram and my Facebook, not Facebook, TikTok, where I said that no, but why would you think that? Because her kids don't look... I don't even want to say it.
Don't say it.
I made a comment about her kids and how they wouldn't be desirable to kidnap. That's the comment that I made. And I think that it was too... I get the joke was a little edgy, but I feel like they were really pearl clutching with that one. Even TikTok didn't pull it down. And if TikTok doesn't remove something... So they gave me a week ban for that, and I didn't contest it because I was like, I read the community guidelines after, and they're like, you can't make videos making fun of kids, and I was like, oh, good to know, I guess. So I tried to contest a different one though. The first strike that I got on that channel was I reacted to like a Blair White video. We're not getting into any specific politics stuff here, but Blair White made a video. The title of her video was something along the lines of like TikTok is making kids mentally ill or trans or whatever, and I made a video reacting to that, and I probably largely disagreed with her, because I'm a liberal, dirty liberal. And they pulled me down for hate speech. And I was like, how do you pull me down for hate speech when Blair White is literally would be the one saying the hate speech by your logic, not by my, I don't think so, not by my logic, but, and they didn't care. So that's it. I got banned for a week, and it is what it is. Last time I got banned, they overturned it. This time they didn't. Told me to fuck myself, so I just didn't post for a week. I didn't want to post on this channel either because I didn't know if that would be considered ban evasion, and I don't want this channel to get hit. That's why we didn't go live, because I don't want to get hit on this. And even if it could be considered ban evasion, they probably wouldn't find out because these are smaller channels. But I didn't want to risk it because I feel like this is like the long-term fun podcast. I was looking forward to doing this more than my own content. I like this page. I can't help myself but to talk about drama. But when I'm forced not to, I enjoy it more. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. I'm an opinionated idiot. I like this channel a lot. I didn't want to risk it. Because imagine we got a strike before we got monetized, and then we're just fucking... So, there's that. My whole week... What did we do last week? I fucking played a video game called Albion Online, and I obsessed about it. Played it for 45 hours in 5 days, which I haven't done in a long time, which was cool. Because I haven't really found a game that made me want to play it for 10 hours a day for a long time. So that was fun. And then I did some chores around the house, and then we got back into the gym. We never left the gym, but I wasn't feeling it for a long time, and I was able to get back into a routine that made me enjoy it again. So that was cool. And I started counting calories. So overall, not the worst week. I am a little I also pulled down all my shorts on YouTube. Which I know is a little disproportionate, but I'm not trying to risk it. I'm a little nervous now because I feel like my clip wasn't that bad. You didn't like the clip that I put up.
Yeah, I just felt like it didn't...
It was just, I guess, a little mean or rude.
It didn't need to be, have the spotlight on it.
Yeah. Yeah. And but I pulled all the shorts down, and I think I might not do shorts for ever again, or for a long time. At least not for that channel. But this channel, I think eventually, because like my content is well, it's like I talk about controversial topics. But the weird thing about a clip is, like, let's say I put in a hot take moment on a clip out of a 40-minute video, and I boil it down to a 15-second clip. You know, if after watching 40 minutes of a video, you get to the hot take and you're like, oh, I understand where you're coming from. But if I put it out there just on by itself, it kind of just skews my message, and I'm not sure that that's really what I want to do. So I pulled all my shorts down, probably disproportionate, but like it's annoying. I just don't want to be dumpstered, you know. And I'm a little nervous because I have a strike on my channel. If I get another one, it'll go away in 3 months. But if I get another one, then I'll be banned for 2 weeks, and then if I get another one after that, I'll be permanently banned. And I'm nervous about that. What? 2
weeks? I don't know if you could.
Next one will be two.
Tolerate 2 weeks.
Well, my thing is if I. That's not about tolerating 2 weeks. If I got another strike, I might quit YouTube. But if I get 2 strikes, because the next one's a permanent ban, and like, what am I supposed to do? Hopefully, I don't get banned. Do you think I'm gonna get? I'm gonna try to be a good boy. I should be fine.
No,
I just feel like I'm getting unlucky lately, a little bit.
I think you're fine.
But.
Just be smart.
Just what? Yeah, be smart. Yeah. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, if I did get 2 in a row, I would potentially, I don't know, I would probably just focus on this channel, maybe get a real person's job and put all my energy into this, because this one could never imagine it would ever get banned. Well, going back to Twitch doesn't do anything for me, because like there's no long form content. Like, it's not something that I would be able to make a career out of.
Yeah, like you wouldn't be able to take your Twitch shit and post it over here.
I wouldn't be able to post this stuff. There's no reason to go to Rumble or Kick or anything. Like, I think Rumble has long-term videos. I wouldn't do well. Like, just realistically speaking, I'll be fine. You'll personally vouch for me if I need it. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. Honestly, like, I'm not big enough.
It's just what? Sorry.
No.
I was gonna ask, like, who has gotten banned off of YouTube?
A few people. Well, Sneeko got banned, I guess. But that's the thing I was gonna say. Like, I'm not big enough to go to like Rumble or something and be able to make a career. Like, nobody gives a shit about me, which is fine. Like, but like, if I didn't have YouTube, I probably wouldn't be able to make content. So I would just make it a real job, focus on doing this. Because if I got permanently banned, I don't think I could do this with my wife. And this is the kind of content I would rather do in the future, rather than weighing in on really dumb shit that doesn't matter. Even though I enjoy it, it's like, you know, when I'm 40, I don't think I'll be enjoying it. But the stuff we talk about here is fun. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Really nothing else to say. That's pretty much all we got. But it's good to be back. I'm looking forward to that. I might stream on my own channel today. We'll see, though. That's more of a...
Probably after we go out to dinner.
Yeah, that's like a to be determined. But that's pretty much it. Yeah. It was cool.
Woo!
How was it for you when I was banned for a week? How did you feel?
I'm tired.
Okay, my wife worked a lot this week.
I've been working so much. It's monthly's due date time, which is like progress notes.
Yeah.
So progress notes for all 21 people.
Yeah.
And some people, I guess things popped up and they were not able to fulfill their roles. And so I have someone new moving into a house. I have like other things that had to be changed for other people before this person moved in. We're introducing like a new type of intervention in the homes. So like the accessory for that intervention arrived, so we had to get the ball rolling on getting the plans in, because like I'm also the type of person, like I have so many priorities at my work that like I need to prioritize the priorities. So for this new intervention, basically it's a intervention using mats.
Okay.
It's called Ukero, Ukeru.
Okay.
And so it's used in like residential schools. So what's happening is we're starting to take in, we had like a big group of kids aging out of their school come in, because in at least New York State, I don't know how it is in other states, if I don't know what like the requirement is or whatever, but I guess if you have an intellectual or developmental disability, you're able to stay in school until you're 21. And at 21,
wait, you're not allowed to do that is that just if you have some kind of a disability, or are you able to do that if you get held back?
I don't know, but I know that there is like like after like the traditional 12th grade, like, is my mic still good? Okay.
Yeah, it's
after
fine.
like 12th grade, like you could stay in school, and it goes on more to teaching like life skills from my understanding, or at least in the school system I previously worked in. That's what they did. But anywho, so we're introducing, and the mats, so there's like physical interventions, like if someone is in danger of hurting themselves or others, we have physical interventions that we do where like you're restraining them, you're physically restraining them. But so like what this does is this is like a hands-off approach to still being able to like protect people. And so like for example, you use the mats, it's not like offensive, it's defensive. So like if someone's hitting you, you're holding the mat up and the mat takes the blow.
Yeah.
And so you're doing that, you're providing verbal.
Does that sound like it makes sense? A mat taking the blow? Is that practical?
Yeah.
Oh, you just have mats all around the house?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And the mats are huge. They're like the small mat that you would use for that is like the size of the back of your chair.
Yeah. Okay. That's a pretty big
but basically and it decreases injury because instead of having to like wrap someone or take them down,
okay,
like you're creating space, you know?
Yeah, okay. I mean, I don't know anything. That makes sense. So you're just kind of covering them while they hit you or other people?
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyways, I'm going on and on about this.
No,
but
I mean, it's interesting. It's interesting that you would use a mat for some kind of a physical intervention. I just feel like it's impractical, but I'm also not in the fields.
We're using it for different things. Like, so that's what it's going to be used for one person. There's another person like who hits themselves here and then their sides.
Yeah.
So there's a smaller mat that's like this size. And so what we're going to do it for is that we're going to place it in between his hand and wherever he's hitting himself, to decrease his injury to himself.
That makes sense. I guess I shouldn't ask so many questions about I was just gonna say, does he get like upset when you try to stop him from hurting himself?
Yeah, so he is someone where like, because he is hurting himself, so the proper thing to do is to intervene, and you like physically.
Yeah.
And you want to start with the least restrictive. All the time you don't want to jump into something that's like too restrictive. You want to do like the less restrictive things first. So there's like an intervention where like the first form of like physical intervention is just placing your hand on someone's shoulder, really to gain their attention.
Okay.
And then the next step is to like basically like you would go down their arm, because like when you're kind of the way that we're taught,
kind of hot.
You're ridiculous.
What?
But like with physical interventions, you're always taught to like move your hand like down the body.
Okay.
Because you don't want to just go grab what you're going to.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Wait, that's really smart. So you're saying that, I didn't think about it. So you start here as like this is a comforting thing. Usually when you put someone your hands on someone's shoulder, and then you just kind of move it down to like hold their hand rather than like going for their hand, because it's just less. It's less threatening, I guess you'd say. Wow, that's actually kind of cool. That's interesting.
But
what is this called?
Well,
the physical intervention you're talking about?
Well, I don't know the language, and I don't want to give away any language that might be.
Oh yeah, never
to
mind.
My
Yeah, it's just very interesting.
Like it's physical intervention, and it's something that, to my understanding, like all agencies are trained in, because it's from New York State. Like it's not like we create something. Like these interventions are approved by the state, because there's also I think that there's something, I think it's called Jonathan's Law.
Okay. So
and
Jonathan, hey, God bless Jonathan.
Well, so this is a sad story.
Oh, no.
Basically, I think, I can't remember at this point. I should, because I watched the video like every year. But it was, I believe, from New York State, long story short, this kid, I think he was with a residential school or something.
Okay.
They physically restrained him in his van and had him face down, and he unfortunately died.
That's horrible.
So there are tons of rules in place of the way, like,
what did they do to the direct? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Keep going.
There's like a bunch of like different rules, like all like these physical interventions are approved by the state. They have to be taught a certain way. All staff gets like an annual refresher on how to do these things.
Okay.
There's also like medical assessments that have to be done on the person. So like if they can't have, like, for example, people with Down syndrome, their respiratory system is different than, like, I guess a typical person's, because their body is just like formed differently. They're usually shorter.
They're just built different.
Yeah, they are. But so, like, for example, you can't do, I don't know exactly, but you can't do some form of physical intervention on them because, again, their respiratory system is different.
Right, that makes sense.
So you could, like, cause them to not be able to breathe by doing something that if you did it on me, it wouldn't be a problem.
That makes sense. I turn mine off now.
Yeah, turn that off, babe.
Yeah.
But basically,
but you know, can I just add something?
Yeah.
Girls with Down syndrome have big donks.
They do.
It's just a random factoid.
Yes. But anyways, back to what I was saying.
My
originally.
wife's got Down syndrome, if you know what I'm saying, guys.
I don't even know what you said at the beginning, but I'm not asking you to repeat it.
What?
One of the people I support, he has a lot of sensory issues.
That's me.
And when he's upset, he self-injures. That's what SIB is. Self-injurious behavior. And then when we go to physically intervene and stop him, it pisses him off and he becomes aggressive. So what we're hoping is that the use of these mats will help him not hurt himself as much, and then also not make us have to put our hands on him and then make him more upset.
That makes sense.
But
would you mind if I read out like the quick little Wikipedia page about Jonathan's Law? Because this is very interesting to me.
Yeah.
It's not a lot. So it says Jonathan's Law is a New York state law signed in May 2007, excuse me, by Governor Eliot Spitzer, established procedures of the notification of parents and guardians of incidents affecting the health and well-being of children and certain adults residing in state-run facilities. Jonathan's Law was sponsored by Assemblyman. Oh, I don't really care about that. Okay. Anyway, the background of it is this: the state law, the state of New York. Sorry, I just have to zoom in on it because I'm old. The state of New York's Office of People with Developmental Disabilities prevented the family of Jonathan Carey from accessing records relating to their son who had been diagnosed with autism. Jonathan Carey attended the private Anderson School in Dutchess County in 2004. In 2004, Jonathan was abused and neglected at that school. As someone who had nonverbal autism, Jonathan was unable to tell his parents what had occurred at the facility. How horrible. Like having nonverbal autism and not being able to communicate that you're being like hurt and abused.
Yeah.
Because even now for kids, because he was 13 when this happened, apparently 12 or 13. Even now kids have a problem communicating their abuse, you know? And so imagine being like nonverbal. Anyway, in 2007, I guess he was, okay. In 2007, Jonathan was killed at age 13 by a direct care worker, Edwin Tirado. I just want them to know that because Edwin's a real piece of shit, you know?
Yeah.
Of the OD Heck Developmental Center, a state-run facility in, I don't know, I can't pronounce, Niskayuna? Wow, that was good. In New York. Tirado was convicted of second-degree manslaughter and sentenced to 15 years in prison. Michael and Lisa Carey, the parents of Jonathan Carey, later advocated for the passage of Jonathan's Law. So yeah, Jonathan's Law consists of amendments of New York Mental Hygiene Law, Article 33, that give parents and guardians of developmentally disabled people who live in government facilities access to records concerning abuse allegations. Records must be produced within 3 weeks after the investigation is closed. Mandate telephone notification within 24 hours of an incident. Mandate. Oh, dude, what's wrong with me, bro? I haven't read in a week.
That's okay, baby.
Mandate telephone notifications within 24 hours of an incident to parents or guardians, followed by a written report within 10 days. Require facility directors to meet with parents and or guardians to discuss reported incidents, and increase fines for non-compliance to $1,000 per day, up to $15,000 per violation. That's incredible. Well, that's horrible. Like their kid was basically killed. because they were probably just a little difficult to deal with. And that, like, how horrible that, like, the whole atmosphere probably was generally okay with, like, that level of abuse to the point where this person, like, felt like. So what did you say? They pinned him down and they suffocated? Well, that's what I just want to
make sure. This is still an important law to review and present that it exists. I think this is I think he was killed in his van.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you're looking. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Just because if there was like another law that I was actually talking about, I would want to look at that as well. But I think this is the one. Like, obviously, it says that what the law actually does is call for information to be distributed to the families. But I also think that because of what happened, the way he was restrained, that, like, we always talk about that.
It's a good law. I find it really interesting because I don't know, people just fundamentally, like, just seem to not care about people with disabilities. And I guess I kind of get it, because when I first met you, I didn't have the best perspective on people with intellectual developmental disabilities. When I met you, you were a DSP and you were working for some kind of, for like abused kids or something, right?
My internship?
You don't say where, but like,
no, but that's what you're asking about, my internship? Yeah, my internship, I worked at like a residential school. And like, I worked with like the psychotherapists.
Yeah, with like behavioral kids or kids that might have been hurt, or
Yeah, they were kids who, like, basically the residential school. Again, I don't know how it works outside of New York State.
Yeah.
But in New York State, all students have the right to have an IEP, which is an individualized education plan.
Yeah.
So that's and it could be for behavioral reasons, for like learning reasons, like whatever it may be. Those things start within like your local school district. And then depending on like what level of support you need or like where you're able to succeed, there's like a bunch of different levels. So like I said, you have an IEP and you like some people with IEPs are in like regular like classes, like the regent level classes that everybody's in.
Yeah.
Then there's some students that have like more like individualized care where maybe you're taking into like resource rooms and stuff like that. Beyond that, in New York State, we have BOCES, and there's different levels of BOCES. And then, from my understanding, the ultimate, like the highest thing you could go to is like the residential schools.
Okay.
There are schools that are like particular, like for people that need assistance. But then the residential aspect is when like you're not as successful at home in addition to at school.
Yeah. So what I was saying is that, like, I remember I was saying it's sad because this is a kind of general attitude I feel like a lot of people have. Even people who work with people with disabilities, some of them have like such negative attitudes towards working with people. And
100%.
And I remember it's as if like they don't know why they're doing what they're doing. And I remember when I first met you, you were like a DSP. And you were doing that as an internship. And like, I just didn't have a particular value for people with like Down syndrome or anything. Like, I just didn't care about them. I thought that they were a waste of money on the system. I'm not proud of that perspective at all. And I've changed. But I feel like whether people want to admit it or not, most people feel that way. I think a lot of people feel that way. They don't think about it. They just go, oh, okay, it's a thing. They don't even really internalize it. But I think people think about that way. I think that's why a lot of people are more acceptable using the no word slur, but not any other slur. But it's a really positive system. I mean, just imagine you had a kid that had a disability. Like, wouldn't you want a robust structure that existed to help help your kid? Because that's what it comes down to. Like, there are people in society who, you say get unlucky. And it's nice that we live in a society that says like, hey, we'll help you if something bad happens. Like, that's really what it is fundamentally. Because I couldn't imagine having like a kid with a disability and, you might be able to handle it when they're young. But as they get older, you get older. And it's hard to raise a kid, somebody that might have the intellectual capacity of like a younger person, even when they're older, as when you're 60 or 70. And so having like I'm sorry for cutting you off, but I just want to, but like having a facility to be able to put your kid in there that helps take care of them, like what a positive thing,
And that's what I was going to say. Like, it's not only about like being able to support them when they're younger, because I would also say that like when they're younger might be like the hardest in a lot of ways. But a lot of it is like parents getting older.
Yeah.
But then it's also it's for their independence. Like, people with disabilities still like are adults, and that's something I try to emphasize. You know, my girl that lives in my furthest house. I've been supporting her since she moved in with my agency.
Yeah.
And she is young. I think she's about to be 25 in June, and I've been with her since she is 20. I love her. When she was she was gonna turn 21, she was just so excited to like be able to buy beers and stuff.
That's funny.
But anyways, she's struggling a lot. Just like looking at like the people in her life around her and how they're experiencing like the typical like coming of age thing, like getting jobs, going out, driving, stuff like that. And she's like, I can't do that. And what I try to tell her is like, yeah, like, they're doing all those things, and I understand it's frustrating, but like one of the things on their list is to live alone without their parents. And I always tell her, like, look where you are. Like, you're ahead of them on that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
you know, like, you're here and like you're an adult, and like this really is for you to be like independent.
Like Beyonce.
Yeah. So, oh my God. But yeah, aside from having supports and being able to have people take care of your loved one when you cannot, it is also for them to be able to live their own independent lives.
Yeah, and some people live in like independent facilities where like a person
apartments,
like a DSP, I guess, will show up like once a day or once a week or 2 times a week. That's cool too, because that's like the goal, help people become more independent. Yeah. So yeah. I gotta pee.
The reason.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say the reason why I got into this whole spiel is because I was saying how swamped I was at work.
Yeah.
And how we finally got the mats delivered.
Yeah.
And like we have like 3 staff trained. All staff need to get trained on this new thing. So I was like, we don't have the mats. No staff are trained. I'm not gonna fucking do this.
Yeah.
So, but then we got the mats in, and there's like, oh, like we need to put these plans in by next week.
Yeah.
So like monthly is. New person moving in, putting in all the UCARO plans, all had to be done right now. Yeah. And I was off yesterday, and I'm gonna be off next week, Friday through Wednesday.
So you gotta get it all done.
Friday through Tuesday.
I'm just playing video games. Boom. Okay, I'm gonna go pee, and we'll talk about our next topic, which might be modern day dinosaurs. Talk to people.
I love those shorts on you. You look so hot. I can't wait to go swimming. Let me.
Are you smelling my ass?
Yeah. You blocked me. I'm supposed to be talking to the people.
I'm admiring myself.
Hey. I haven't been reading the chat, so I'm gonna look at this. Earlier, someone asked what kind of music I listen to. I listen to like a lot of different things. I don't know. I love a good like MySpace type of like Warped Tour from I guess like 2008 to like 2014. Like that's all like good stuff. I love 90s music. I forgot what it's called. It's like 90s Euro, like whatever. Like I love all the club mixes. And then I really like Korn and System of a Down. Korn is the best concert I've ever been to, I think. I listen to like everything really. If I'm in the car, my preferred radio station is Power 105. I hate Charlemagne though. He's a bitch.
Ooh, you said no drama, baby.
But yeah, I listen to like
back.
Everything.
Charlemagne's gonna clap back. He'll say, "What's this white bitch saying?" You know, that's what he'll say.
Yeah, he'll tell me I like mayonnaise or something.
Would he really do that? Is that him?
That's what he calls people, like mayos, whatever.
White people?
Yeah.
I don't even like mayo. Call me like a tapioca turnip or something, you know?
What are my favorite bands
Rice pudding.
since
So good.
Okay, yes, barbecue. My favorite bands, like I just said all of that. But like concert wise now, I loved Warped Tour. I miss Warped Tour. That was the best. Other concerts I've been to that I really liked were oh my god, I saw this mix was so good. DJ Pauly D opened for Jesse McCartney and Backstreet
Boys. Like actual Pauly D, like from Jersey Shore?
Yeah, DJ Pauly D.
Holy moly, that's incredible.
I've seen Harry Styles. Oh my god, I saw One Direction. Love it.
Do you think that he'd be better if it was like shaved Styles? You think that would be a little better?
No.
It was a dad joke.
What else? I saw Lana Del Rey. We saw Hobo Johnson. That was the most disappointing concert I've ever been to in my whole life.
I went to that concert. Every song sounded the same. Like he didn't change the energy.
They didn't play the songs.
Yeah, and they didn't play any.
They did like a snippet. Yes, and their banger from that album was so fucking good, and it was like the best concert song, baby. It was show them your new dance move of the week.
It's not a new dance move. I saw it on TikTok.
Do it.
Hold on, I gotta find a song to like do it to. Keep talking.
What is it called? Yeah, that song was a banger, and they just didn't play it, so that was really disappointing. And that was like the last concert I've been to. The first concert I went to, No Doubt, which was amazing. Paramore. It was like Janelle Monáe opened. I don't like her. I didn't listen to her at that point either. But it was Janelle Monáe, Paramore, and No Doubt. That was awesome. I went to the Glee concert. Yeah, so I loved it, but I don't all the drama surrounding.
You went to a Glee concert?
Yes, I did. And all of the drama surrounding it. I'm not even good. I can't. What else have I seen? I've gone to a lot of concerts. Kiss, Motley Crue. Marilyn Manson, Slipknot, Korn. Like I said, that's like the best concert. They put on a really, really good show. Yeah.
I can't find it. But anyway. All right. Well, listen. Okay. I think this is going to be a really fun segment, to be absolutely honest with you. We went to an animal farm the other day.
Yeah.
We went to an animal farm.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, what happened?
Are you going to tell them the story about the day before?
No, I don't know what story you're talking about.
The goose.
Oh, if you want to start off with a sad story. Okay. My wife and I have been trying to like exercise more and walk around, but we weren't trying to do it in a way where it's like not at the gym all the time. So
I like going into the community.
The day before we went to the animal farm or whatever it was called, we went to like a marina, and we got there, and the marina was cool. I'm gonna have to do a little drawing, I think, for these silly gooses here. Funny that we said a silly goose. Oh, it was a swan. But anyway, we saw a baby swan. Okay. And I'm going to show it. Like, I know this seems weird that I have this here, but we saw a little baby swan. And what happened was it was like really far away from its mom. So I'm going to draw like the marina, right? The really good drawing of it. Here's the water. And it's a really big opening here. And this is where all the boats come out of. So this is the water. Then on either side is like the marina and whatnot. So on like this side that we were on, walking, and it was obviously much bigger than this painting.
You're so dumb.
There's a dock that goes up to here, and it's basically like a walkway for people to fish on or walk around. And then over here is like a private housing and whatever. The mommy goose was over here. The mommy swan was over here. The ducky was over here. Little baby was over here, and they got separated. And as every time a boat came passing through, the waves of that boat would push the duckling this way more and more. And it would try to come back, but it would just keep getting pushed. So we were walking around trying to grab it out of the water and give it to the mommy.
We tried everything so bad. We followed it for like 30 minutes.
Yes.
He was ready to jump into the water.
I wanted to grab that little boy and give it to the mom.
There was garbage. I saw a condom wrapper. Everything was in that garbage. And I was like, please just don't go into this water.
That's how I knew the water was safe, though. Because there was a condom in it.
My other thought, though, is that you, like, would jump down, and then you weren't going to be able to get back up the ladder for some reason.
What do you think? I'm just, like, too fat?
No, I just knew that if you went into that water, it just was not gonna be good.
You know, I'm a better swimmer than
and
you, right?
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. I was a shark at the YMCA.
I was like certified by lifeguards.
Okay, I'm literal. I'm an Eagle Scout.
Okay.
I have a merit badge in swimming. You're not better. You're slow as fuck when you swim.
You have like a fucking foot on me, bro.
Doesn't matter why I'm better. I'm a man.
You have a huge wingspan.
I'm a man. Okay,
you're gonna beat me in the race.
It sounds like a skill issue. I would beat you in a race. The only thing that you're better at is floating, because for some reason when I like breathe in or out or whatever, I sink.
Yeah,
but your titties keep you afloat.
You suck. I'm better. We'll test it out in a few weeks.
Right.
This is serious though. I'll report back because I'm fucking pissed
anyway,
right now. Anyway,
we finally
you were gonna go in the water. And you were giving me so much anxiety because he's hanging off the side of the dock or whatever, trying to get this little, what is it called, a Swanling?
It's a little baby. We're gonna call it a duck.
And you wouldn't take off your fucking glasses, bro.
Yeah, they're not attached to my head.
No, they're not. And I was like, I think I got
a TBI.
I was like, he's gonna lose his glasses. So then we have this huge umbrella.
I wouldn't have lost them. I would have known exactly where they were. They would have been in the water. Wow, my head hurts. Holy fuck. Wait, what are you doing right now? Oh, you're trying to show people the duck. So anyway, eventually,
look, show the picture of you trying to get the duck with the umbrella.
All right, I was trying to use an umbrella to scoop the duck. It's my duck scooping umbrella. I put it in the water, tried to grab that bitch. Wasn't really working. What else do you have in here? Anything hot? Let's see if there's any news
but
here.
you texted the picture.
Here's a video. Yeah, you can't really see it. We didn't prepare for the segment. We were trying to get that little boy out of the water, so I was like trying to scoop him up like that. So I was laying on the dock and everything.
The pictures are in our text message.
So anyway, we finally found a guy that was fishing, and we asked him if we could borrow his net. He gave it to us. We got the duck out of the water. I was like, oh my God, we saved this duck. Right, let me see if I can find this picture. Okay, here's my wife with the duck. Right, she's got the duck. She's hanging on to the duck. She's like happy about the duck. It's pretty cool. Here's another picture of my wife. You can see my wife's tits a little better in this picture. So anyway, I unfocused the camera while doing that. Anyway, we got the duck out. Step one accomplished after half an hour. Okay, we got the duck. The problem is, so we got the duck and we were about over here, right? So we walk all the way over to here, and we're like, okay, let's give it to the mom. We realized that this span of this here was like, I don't even know, like a fucking football field.
It was wild. It was huge. And the mom moved even further.
Yeah, the mom was even further this way now. This is like the size of a fucking football field, but the long way. And over here is private residences where we wouldn't be able to even get in the car and drive over there.
No. And I was so sad because when we first walked up, before I even seen it, I heard it. It was like making its little tweets in the water. And everybody was like, oh my God, he's lost.
Yeah. And so we considered what our options. One option we considered was taking it home, and then we just put it back in the water.
We put it back in the water.
We put it back in the water. But wait, we put it here. We put it a little closer to its mom.
And its mom, the stupid bitch, was all the way down. And I'm trying to rationalize. Is that the word? I'm like, maybe he's in trouble. Maybe he got punished. And she was like, go over here to this thing. Maybe he's just doing a test to be on his own.
Bro, the duck got separated, or the goose or swan got separated because of the waves that the boats made. And unfortunately,
so we put it back in the water. Then we walked through the parking lot because people saw us walking with it in our hands. And I felt like shit. So then we start driving home.
My wife is crying.
And I started crying like hysterically in the car. I was like, am I going to hell? Is this one of the reasons that I'm going to go to hell? I think it is. Together.
I don't think so. Listen, here's the thing. The duck might die. It might also survive. Ducks are a little different than people. When people are born, they are fucking worthless. I talked about this the other day. They're worthless. Babies come out. They can't hold their heads up. They can't walk. They can't crawl. They can't eat for themselves. It doesn't make sense. The fact that people are on the top of the food chain is fucking wild. But most other animals come out of the mom's vagina or eggs. Somewhat capable. So it'll probably float around and maybe eat some seaweed. And then eventually we all die, right?
But
so that was that. But that leads into what story? What did that lead into? To
redeem ourselves.
What did that even lead into? Oh, we were going to talk about
the next day. We went to the ecology center.
Yes, we went to
where
the ecology
they have
center.
Lots of animals, and I've been going there since I'm a baby, and it was our first time going there together.
Yeah, and it was cool. I liked it. I actually really fell in love with the Wilbur, the pig. I like pigs a lot now. He was a big boy.
Yeah,
he was a huge guy. He was a big handsome person. I liked him a lot.
Yeah, do you want to show them?
Do you have pictures of? Well, we really should have just sent this to like a phone or something. Okay, I guess this is how we're gonna do it. This is just how we do things now. This is Wilbur. This is horrible. This is Wilbur. He's much bigger than you think. I liked him a lot. He was a really cool guy. He's pigs are my favorite animal now. He's a really handsome fella. And that was cool. But when we got there, we saw a lot of stuff. We saw goats. My wife loves goats. I love
goats.
Small goats, big goats. She's just in love with goats. And so that was cool. We saw a bear, but the bear was by itself. It was one. There used to be two bears.
The bear
one was
used to have a Honey and Pooh. And so, could you move the microphone arm?
Why?
So I could see myself while I talk.
How about I just do this?
Thank you. So Honey and Pooh,
okay.
The ecology center got them when I was like younger, when I was like maybe like 4 or 5.
Bro, she told me a story about how she sucked her fingers through the cage and pet the bear.
And I pet the bear.
That's you're an idiot.
But they got them as cubs, and they were in a small cage, and then they moved them to this like big enclosure together.
You put your fingers through a gate and you touched fucking bears.
Yeah, I've known them since I was little. We're friends. And then a few years ago, Pooh died, so now it's just Honey.
Now they also made it so you can't touch the bears anymore.
Yeah.
Well, my wife put her finger through. That blew my mind. Like how, like that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Babies, children are stupid. She almost died.
No, I didn't.
You would have lost your fingers if that bear turned around and bit you.
No, it would have kissed me.
Okay.
We're best friends.
Anyway, one of the bears died. It's all by itself now. Sad stuff. But there was one thing that we saw there that I wanted to talk about this because it struck it just struck in my fucking brain, and that is the emus. We saw emus there. Okay, we saw emus, and watching emus move around. I want to show people this. They're dinosaurs.
Birds are fucking dinosaurs,
Birds are dinosaurs. If you watch the way that they walk around like a T-Rex from the Jurassic Park. I found a video. You guys can watch this. And don't worry, I'm not holding the phone to the screen. This one's running around. But
They're so fucking scary.
This is a dinosaur. I'm not really in cap. This looks like an idiot running around. I'm trying to find regular emus walking because they walk around like dinosaurs. Like look at this. Look at the way
I hate it so much.
This is a dinosaur. The way that they kind of like skulk back their legs and like they kind of like almost push their body forward with their head.
Okay, but can you fucking look up an ostrich?
Hold on.
They're worse.
It's comparable to the way like a T-Rex walks. It looks like this. We saw it in person, so it's easier to do. Look at these little idiot arms. What a fucking moron. Holy moly. This is why you died, stupid. What were you saying? Ostrich?
Yes.
I don't know how to spell ostrich.
Ostrich could be about, I forget what the range was, like 8,000
they were 10 to
15,500 pounds.
That's a lot.
And it is a lot, but a how many wheeler?
Like an 18-wheeler.
An 18-wheeler full of shit is 80,000
upwards of 80,000. So yeah. Or no, their maximum load is allowed to be 80,000.
So what is that, like 5
Yeah, but
T-Rexes?
This is how big a T-Rex would be. It's pretty big still.
It is, but in my head, T-Rexes are like
huge.
the size. Yeah, but compared to a big truck?
Okay, but I think that it would still crack the asphalt.
I feel like it's like the size of an elephant.
Maybe.
How much does an elephant weigh?
I'll look that. Okay.
A male bull.
24,000 pounds.
Yeah, so an elephant's bigger than a T-Rex.
Yeah, but I mean, that would be interesting to see an elephant and a T-Rex fight each other.
So it's kind of just what I'm saying. Yes, they're big. Yes, they're scary. But my perspective on these dinosaurs have kind of changed.
They have chicken feet too, if you see that.
I know, it's so fucking horrible.
Look at this idiot's
I hate
chicken
birds.
feet.
Birds are fucking terrible beings.
I think that two things. I think that it is biological that we're afraid of birds because they were dinosaurs before.
What? I didn't get any of that.
I think that it's biological that we are afraid of birds because they were dinosaurs and our bodies grew up to understand that dinosaurs are bad.
Yeah.
And that's why it's okay to eat chicken.
Fuck them birds.
Because they used to kill us, so fuck you, bitch. Systemic racism, right? It's systemic racism.
On the real though, birds are just the fucking worst.
Absolutely.
And I don't know what's happening. Oh my god, please tell me.
Wait, hold on. I want to make really quick because we want to get back to that point. I think that the T-Rex might still break the asphalt when it walks because the 18-wheeler, it's however many tens of thousands of pounds are distributed across like a row with wheels that are always on the contact with the floor rolling. But a T-Rex picks its foot up and then stomps onto the ground, and that puts all of its pressure into that one point. And then they lift their other foot up while the one foot's still on the ground. So you're talking about all 15,000 pounds into one foot, into one space, into the asphalt, whereas a truck is driving. And like I said yesterday, you could take a hammer, maybe a sledgehammer, and I could break the asphalt if I just kept hitting the asphalt with a hammer. So clearly, they would still break the asphalt.
Yeah, but elephant doesn't.
What do you mean by that?
An elephant doesn't break the road.
How do you know that?
Because there's videos of elephants walking on roads.
Are there? I feel like... Is this a regular asphalt road? Oh, maybe it doesn't.
Wow. There's elephants at the circus. They would bring them in the parking lot.
Oh, maybe you're right.
Or at the mall.
But their feet... Maybe you're right. Okay. Yeah, but no, but hold on. But the elephant only moves like 1 or 2 feet at a time.
Yeah, but this is what I'm getting to.
I feel like they stomp down.
Listen, we've all been fooled.
By what?
If there was a T-Rex, would it completely kill the fuck out of me?
Well,
100%.
Hold on. Actually, I saw something that says that T-Rexes might have been scavengers and they might have killed things that were already dead, like carrion birds.
Yeah.
Well, okay. They didn't. They didn't kill things that were already dead. They would eat dead things. They would eat
like
things.
A vulture.
Yeah. Yes.
Which
like
is a bird.
That's what I heard. That might be one theory. Well, yeah. Well, I'm not contesting. Okay, go back to what you're saying.
Okay, so what I'm saying is that I think that we have been conditioned.
Yeah.
If a T-Rex was alive, it would kill me. But in the movies, there are these big things where they're walking and the ground's fucking shaking around you before you even see them. And you know what? I just don't think that would happen. I think that they would be as loud as an elephant.
All right. A T-Rex is 13 feet tall. How tall?
That's like 2 of you. That's really not that big.
You think you could fight it? What the hell's a meter? It told me in a meter.
I'm really... It's only 2 of you. Damn. I'm not afraid of them anymore.
Elephants. Yeah, they're about the size of elephants. Yeah. You're not afraid? I'm still afraid. Look at those teeth. What?
Well, yeah, but like, I don't know. I'm not afraid anymore.
Well, it's good because they're actually dead. I don't know if you knew that.
Maybe. We'll see how long. Did they ever do the thing where they brought back woolly mammoths to Russia? Has that been implemented yet?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You really don't know what I'm talking about?
But you want to know what? I think that we should bring back dinosaurs. I think we shouldn't listen to Jurassic Park, and we should do it.
I don't know.
We should do it because I don't think not huge dinosaurs, but like bring back like a 1 or 2. I mean, here's my thing. This is weird to me. Think about this, okay? When they brought back the Velociraptor in Jurassic Park, they're like, "Oh, we're gonna put him in an enclosure with electricity." Cut its feet off. You know what I mean? Like, no. But listen,
put it on roller skates.
No, but seriously, we clip the wings of birds that we put into cages. We can declaw cats. Why not declaw them and give them like little slippers? You know, give them like something else that's not sharp. You know, you could figure it out.
Yeah.
Punch them in the fucking rip all their teeth out. I don't know. Like, you could do something.
Do you remember how'd you watch Splice?
I feel and then he fucked his kid. That's what would
happen. Where like, I feel like the thought. I do want to go back to the Willy Mammoth thing, so let's not forget that.
Okay, sorry.
But
Willy Mammoth?
I don't. Is that what Willy Mammoth? Is that what it's called?
So woolly mammoth.
Good old Willy.
Yeah, good old Willy. Good old Mr. Mammoth.
Fuck, what was I saying? Oh, I think that if we like brought
fucking Bill Mammoth.
If we brought back dinosaurs, like the nerds that would be working on it, they wouldn't be able to handle it.
Why? What would they do?
I think that it would be like Splice, where there would be scientists that would like then take a side project and grow their own dinosaurs, and then that's when it would get out of hand. I don't think it could be controlled enough. I think the thought of having dinosaurs is too tempting.
What do you think is cheaper? A tank or putting rocket launchers on the side of these dinosaurs?
What is cheaper?
Yeah. How much is a tank?
I don't know, but I think a tank would be more effective.
Tank? Probably cheaper in the long run. Because I don't know how much is it. Oh my god, the cost of a military tank. Just curious. All right,
you're gonna get like flagged.
Like $4 million, something like that, or $4 to like $8 million. A lot. Cost of a T-Rex. There's an answer to that.
How much?
Oh, the skeleton would cost $32 million. Oh. But if we bred them, I wonder how expensive it would be to feed them and train them.
But again,
and the cost of the rocket. No, because you just ride the dinosaur around.
But I feel, don't people, I don't know if it's still current, but at some point in time they used elephants in war.
Yeah. But this isn't an elephant. This is a T-Rex.
Yeah, but there's not like fucking hand-to-hand combat anymore like there used to be.
Okay, but just imagine that we're at war with some country.
It would be cool to ride a dinosaur, yeah.
No, not even that. Just drop dinosaurs into there with parachutes. Rain down Tyrannosaurus Rexes.
That's fucked up.
Onto cities.
That is so.
Imagine we go into Civil War
up.
And New York decides to fucking weaponize Tyrannosaurus Rex. You drop them on fucking Oklahoma or Texas. Did you just imagine a fucking T-Rex? Oh my god, what weapon do you use?
Why do you need? Damn, this is getting dark. Am I gonna get in trouble for saying that shit? But listen,
bro.
Dinosaurs, yes, but like we have current day things that like imagine just like having a farm of fucking lion and tigers. And then you just fucking like terrible.
I wonder what we could find. Like, I just want to see like the imagery. Imagine this. That's terrifying. Imagine that. How scary. You got this dinosaur coming down.
He looks so fun.
He looks like a cute boy. All right. So unfortunately, when you look up parachute dinosaurs, none of them are scary. But just imagine a scary. Imagine a scary dinosaur. This one looks very friendly. But imagine a scary parachute dinosaur coming down from above. And landing in the city, and you didn't feed them, so they're just like hungry. They're just really hungry.
I think lions and tigers would be more effective.
Or
a liger.
Like a Liger Zero from Zoids?
I don't know what that is, but look up a liger. They're humongous. I'm more afraid of a liger than a T-Rex now.
This?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's scary.
Zoinks? Is that what you said?
No. I mean, the only way that it would be more effective... This thing is like a fat little idiot. What are you talking about?
It's humongous. Look at it next to a person.
Okay, but I feel like you could kill this with a bullet. You can't kill dinosaurs with a gun.
Yeah, you can.
What are you talking about?
You can kill alligators with a gun.
That's an alligator. Is not a dinosaur. Okay, we're talking about T-Rexes, baby. A fucking T-Rex.
If we're talking about like which makes more sense, because you were comparing dinosaurs to tanks.
Yeah.
This is the most.
Yeah, but no. But think about this. Okay. You're just dropping down 100 Tyrannosaurus Rexes in parachutes onto a city. That's it. They eat all the people.
All right, look up a liger standing next to a person. It's fucking huge.
It's like a fat boy though. That thing is a chonker.
I love it.
These guys look fucking weird. What the hell? Okay, whatever.
I did a project on them in 6th grade.
Okay.
All right, so back to the woolly mammoth thing. Just because there's no way you don't know about this.
What's that?
That they were able to extract woolly mammoth DNA.
Cool.
From like a frozen one that they found. Okay. And they were like mixing it with elephant DNA to make woolly mammoths. And they were going to like grow them or whatever in Russia. You really don't know about that? I feel like we've talked about it on here before.
Yeah, it seems like they are looking to do it by 2027. That's interesting.
2027. Interesting. All right. So yeah, dinosaurs are real. They're here.
And birds are dinosaurs.
And they're called emus. Emus?
Emus too. Pokemon Boogaloo. Okay. Cool. It's so funny because we started that segment and then we went into like a totally different conversation about the baby bird. Yeah, but then it died. Well, I don't know if it died. It lived.
I hope it didn't die because I'm really going to hell.
Yeah, maybe. But I heard God made animals just for our gratification.
Oh, one more dinosaur question.
Yeah, go ahead. Shoot.
If there were not any form of human being around when dinosaurs were, all right?
Okay.
Do you think that the dinosaurs, societally, were like our animals are today, or if societally they were the people?
Are you asking me if dinosaurs would have created television?
Yeah, like basically, do you think that they had like their own world and like communication and like ways of life and businesses?
I feel like if that happened, we would have seen it happen. Like we would have like been digging up. There'd be old ruins of, not New York, but you know what I mean. New dinosaur.
Imagine how big their city would have had to be, though.
Yeah, for sure. That's true.
But like, are you picking up what I'm putting down with my question?
I understand what you're saying. I don't think that. I don't think so because if they were going to do that, they would have done that. I don't think that they did that. Unless the government's hiding that from us.
Yeah, I think they would.
Why? What would the motivation be for the government to hide that from us?
Here's the true thing, okay? Ready? Maybe this will be a fucking moment for you.
Okay.
I just said, like, the dinosaurs were big, right? So their type of structures would have had to been bigger.
Okay.
So what if their structures were so big that we can't even recognize their, like, fossils or whatever of it?
Like, what was Stonehenge a living room? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that like even the perimeter of a building,
yeah,
even if there were scraps left of it from all the way back,
yeah, but I think then
like you wouldn't even be able to connect that to think that like, oh, like this was a structure because it would be so big.
Maybe,
you know what I'm saying?
Okay, but then also, if they did decide to evolve, or they didn't, decide if they did evolve in a way where they started to create a society, or even did create a society. That doesn't necessarily mean it would look like our society. Like we have like particular infrastructure for particular things. They might have done it in a different way. So maybe, yeah, sure. Maybe their dinosaurs used to have things, but since they were established larger and in different ways, yeah, maybe. Like for instance, maybe they just decided they didn't ever want a house because they just didn't need it. You know?
Yeah.
So someone mentioned the grocery store. I don't know what.
Someone mentioned Dinosaur Train. I love that show.
Dinosaur Train?
Yes.
What
it
is that?
Such a good show. It's a children's show.
Oh, I don't care.
But it is so good. It's about a family of pterodactyls, and like a baby T-Rex was left in its nest, so now like she raises it as her kid, and it is such a good show.
What the fuck is this, babe?
It's so good. And me and him, we did watch Dinosaurs for a brief moment, and I don't remember what happened, but I just remember that there was one scene in the show that I was pissing my pants over. It
Why?
was so funny. I don't know. I don't remember.
It's when they ran a dinosaur train.
It was I like that show.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. That was interesting. That was a lot more out of that segment than I thought we were going to get. I didn't think we were going to have a whole dinosaur conversation.
I love dinosaurs.
Like 30 minutes. 30 minutes of dinosaurs.
Was that really 30 minutes?
Yeah, that was 30 minutes.
Damn.
That's not including the story about the duck. Come on out, you duck. All right, listen. We got a couple of different. Well, we have the. Do you want to talk about your brother's graduation or no?
I don't care.
I don't either. I mean, it was all right.
What time are we leaving?
Well, it's 2:00 right now.
Yeah, I know. So
3:00 probably.
All right.
I think 3:00's a good time. We don't talk about your brother's graduation. I don't know. It was just like I hate graduations. That's pretty much it.
It was just so fucking long and dumb. That's it.
There was nothing else to say. It was long and it was dumb. And it was boring, and I don't know how people did it without phones. Because I hated it. People were yelling. You were yelling. My ears hurt. Why would you want to do a graduation? I hope our kids don't want to do graduations.
They have to.
No.
Just hopefully graduation will be better by then. Listen,
I'm listening.
I'm not wishing anything bad upon anyone. I'm just stating, like, you know, how life moves. By the time that our kids graduate, the one thing that I will be thankful for is that Chuck fucking Schumer won't be fucking there.
Bro, I hated that.
Okay,
we're gonna talk about it more. Listen, we went to a graduation for my brother-in-law. It was fine. It was boring, but that's graduation. There were like 300 kids graduating, so it was fucking crazy. Okay, but I hated the experience, not just because it was boring. That was fine and expected. Well, also they didn't have the air conditioner on. I'm sweating, I'm fucking schwitzing. I wore a nice puppy dog button-up shirt. I had to take it off because I was so hot. But anyway, bro, I'd hate to be this old cranky man, but like, the schools are so weird nowadays.
Fucking liberals.
Bro, they're dirty liberal. I'm a dirty liberal. I sit here and I have conversations about like huge things. You know, I talk about universal health care, all that other, you know, that's not what this channel is for. But bro, going to this school, it's like 70% of it was people talking about how cool they were, but not the students, the teachers or whatever. Like the principal goes up there and like soullessly talks about all these issues of, you know, LGBTQ issues and like all the, you know, indigenous issues and how we fucking colonize the lands. And I'm like, the way you're talking about it, just tell people that we should give it back. Listen, it's terrible what we did in the past. We should do things, move forward in a way that is good for everybody, and we could all kind of blend together. But we have a pretty solid society, right? So I wouldn't want to give the land back. That's just me personally. But the way they're talking, it's like, oh, you know, we're horrible colonizing pieces of shit. But like, just say like, yeah, we should give it back, and I shouldn't be here, and we should all quit this job and this school. But the way people talk about it comes off as like a virtue signal. Nobody is being inspired by what they're saying, and nobody who disagrees is ever going to be like, oh my God, you have a good point. Like, it was just so vapid. And they talk on and on and on. And one girl was talking about how like, oh, she's actually privileged, but she, you know, she's saying it in a way where she like pretends that she's not privileged because she's a woman, right? But she also grew up with like an affluent family that had lots of money. And her activism she calls artivism, and she thinks that making art is like fucking doing something for the world and having like real conversations that are going to inspire change of people who disagree with you. And it's just like a fucking just sitting there like, oh, yo, I'm such a good bro. Oh, I'm actually privileged. Like, yes, you are, bro. Because I'm an actor. Like, it's just ridiculous. And they talk about these issues like they don't care. And so it was so stupid. I hated it. That's it.
Yeah, so Chuck, I just want to continue to talk about my man Chuck for a moment because Chuck came in. They were like, "Oh, we have a guest," and like they didn't say who it was.
He's like the senator of New York or something.
Yeah, and then I think they said he's the leader of the House.
Yes.
And the only thing that I did, like maybe I didn't learn it yesterday, but I took it in for the first time. He was first voted into office I don't know if he's in the Senate or the other thing. When he was 23, which that's actually pretty impressive.
Is that impressive for 40 years ago, though? Like, all jokes aside, or is that normal?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't either.
But anyways, this bitch comes on stage, and they're doing an introduction, and I looked at my mother, and I was like, this is no longer an introduction. Like, we are, like, fully familiar with this man. He has been at every single one of my graduations. I graduated high school. I graduated community college. I graduated with my bachelor's degree, and I graduated with my master's. He was at every single fucking graduation. He goes to every single one of my college graduations, so I see him.
Well, it's all
I've
a
gone to,
voting
like,
thing.
6 of them. Over there every single fucking year, to the point that he was like saying his speech. I looked at my mother. I was like, he's about to talk about his daughter. Then I looked at my husband. I was like, he's gonna talk about the plane. And then guess what?
He told us a story about
every single fucking story every single time. And like, good for him. It makes sense. But like, zhuzh it up a little, man.
Well, no, but most of the speech was centralized around how he helped push through particular reforms and how you should basically.
Which doesn't make sense, because he was saying that he got like school loans forgiven. Bitch, where?
Well, they're on pause right now, but like the point is that he's there to get elected again. Like, that's his whole thing.
100%.
He shows up, he says this dumb speech, and then he leaves and goes to someone else's thing so he can keep telling young people that he's a great guy. I don't know. I just was bothered by it. They kept talking about how like we're at a point where there's huge climate crisis and LGBTQ people are being targeted, and I don't really disagree with that. But like the way that they talked about it, it's just like, explain. Each of them spent 20 minutes talking about themselves, and I'm not talking about students. I'm talking about the fucking the special guest announcers. They spend 20 minutes talking about themselves, and when they would talk about an issue with LGBTQ people, it was just, hey, this issue exists. If you're an activist, why aren't you spending your time talking about the issue more than talking about how fucking awesome you are? Like, that bothered me a lot. Like,
I
was gonna say, like, if you're gonna talk about LGBTQ issues, like, go into it a little bit, like specifically, LGBTQ people are targeted. Just talk about how like conservatives are obsessed with LGBTQ issues. They have nothing else to platform on, and it's all just like a fucking divisive, fear-mongering thing that's meant to, because there's a distraction from no other reform. They just don't talk. It's all self-serving. Like, they talk about it in a way that's just about like them being a good person for saying that we should defend LGBTQ. Sure, how? Like, what do you want to do? What should we do? How do we solve these problems? It's just like, but then it's just more about their dumb fucking speech about their life, the way they grew up with like fucking rich parents. So that bothered me.
What I also don't understand, and I just thought of this now, so I'm sorry that I was talking over you, but like those things that they did yesterday, there should have been like a special event for those people only, because they were giving them like honorary degrees and shit.
Yeah.
But like, they didn't even do anything specific to the students that were graduating. No like special like recognition or award or anything was given to any student.
There was. But they was all in...
No, there wasn't.
Yes, there was. Just listen. They didn't announce any of it, but it was all in the book.
Oh.
Which is a problem. Announce the kids who got speckle. The people who showed up should have had a fucking 2-minute speech really quick, but it was just them being there to like promote whatever bullshit that they wanted to promote. No. Oh, I'm an artist. Oh, I do this. Blah, blah, blah. And even the way these kids talked about activism and like community, I don't know. They talked about like community, what was it called? Like... being active in their community and activism. They're like, we go to sports games in our community. We went to a local art show. That's not really like activism to me, no? Like, that's just you going to a thing you like to go to and pretending that that thing is good. That's like if I went and played a video game right now and pretended that I was helping people. It's like, I don't know. I didn't...
It was just dumb, and it took me by surprise, because I had people at my graduations like saying like having similar speeches and stuff, but I went to school for social work, so for me like it made sense. But my brother went to an art school, so
the first person I saw there as I walked into the building they were trans. There's nothing wrong with that, but I was like, wow, this is an art school.
No, it was an art school. Everybody has like blue hair.
There's a lot of gay people and trans people that God bless. But it was different for me. I mean, I'm like,
it's very different. It's so interesting how college as a social experiment is so interesting. And Christopher's college, actually, fun fact, is an art school. Yeah. And it was literally built.
They're going to get a lot of mileage out of that degree.
It was the environment was constructed to mimic like how buildings are built in prisons to see if their artisticness, creativeness can still be fostered in a constricted environment. Isn't that so interesting?
No,
and also dumb?
That's really dumb. You're telling me that they built a school in a way that that doesn't make any sense. This is like this is like activism porn to me. Right? You know what I'm saying?
I guess so. Yeah.
First of all, building something in the way a prison would be like, I don't even know what that means. I don't know if you've seen the school, but the prison is
basically like the buildings are everything is beige. The buildings are very plain. Like it's not something that's even like attractive.
Okay, are the classrooms inside beige and plain and unattractive?
Yeah.
Oh, really? In the classrooms, all of them are beige and unattractive?
Yeah.
Are they completely regimented in a way where they have people who tell them everything that they're allowed to do every single day, on and off?
No, it's just the environment.
I know. Hold on. Are they denied air conditioning in the summer and heat in the winter?
No.
This is what I'm talking about. Like, what does that really? I mean, that's an interesting idea, I guess, but it just seems not constructive. What did they learn from that? Like, they built an entire school in a way that emulated a prison so that they could do a social experiment. That sounds like that just seems bizarre to me. That seems counterintuitive and non-helpful. The issues that prisoners are facing aren't because there's beige in the school, or it's because these people they're not treated like human beings. They go into a system that should be designed to keep them out of the system. When you go to prison, the goal, in my opinion, should be reform and go back out. The color of the walls isn't hurting them. It's the fact that the system isn't working correctly. These people go to prison and they come out worse for it. But if you go to prison, most likely something probably happened in your life that made you have to do a bad thing, right? Like, nobody wants to steal. If you had money, you probably wouldn't steal as much unless you're a politician. Boom! Anyway, all jokes aside, so you go there and maybe get taught a skill. You know what I mean? But that's what I'm talking about. It's activism porn. It makes them feel like they're doing something, but it doesn't do anything. It's completely non-helpful. It's childish. And the fact that the school, the authority figures in the school, so the principals and what, thought that was a good idea, that is literally the personification of disconnection between a lot of financially affluent liberals and actual problems in the world. Where, and maybe I'm going on too much, but the fact that they thought, like, wow, wouldn't it be such a cool experiment? Let's do a prison experiment and make a school that's like a prison, so that we can all basically say we went to a prison-like school. What the fuck are you talking? Because that's what it sounds like the goal is. And you get to go.
You're not wrong.
It's stupid. It's a dumb virtue signal to me. It's another way to try to be victim. I went to a prison school. There's an anime called Prison School. Very sexual. Too much. Very inappropriate. Maybe I'm just ranting too much. You understand what I'm saying?
No, I hear you 100%.
I love you. What? You call me a bitch all the time too. I love
you. You are a bitch.
I like our pet names for each other because I call that's my baby, my baby bear, baby girl, stink, smell girl, shit girl sometimes.
Yeah.
Beautiful girl, and then sometimes just stupid idiot.
I love like not even like joking. I love when you call me a dumb asshole.
Yeah.
Because it's always so fucking funny.
Yeah. We like.
What do I call you nowadays? I call you husband and Daniel most.
Yeah. You call me as like what sometimes,
babe.
But sometimes you'll call me a stupid idiot. But you'll be angry about it. Not angry, but you'll be like, you stupid idiot. And it's funny. It's very Long Island.
I say you're so dumb.
Yes.
That's what I say.
But in a good way, because we love each other very much. Well,
what were you doing yesterday?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
Oh no! While we were driving up to the school because it was a couple hours drive. You kept being like and like telling me to slow down because you thought I was gonna hit a car. The reality is I just have better reaction time than you, so I don't have to stop so soon.
That's why you're slamming on your fucking brakes, bro.
I'm just pressing on the brakes. You think it's slamming because you have a weird woman brain. Anyway, as we're driving up there were multiple accidents the whole way up. So it's pretty much the GPS was like red the whole time. You know what I guys talking about? So I'm like, oh, I guess they didn't have a wife in the car to tell them to slow down. And they kept saying or you told me we're on our way to like a grocery store up there to kill some time before we drove back home because the drive home was even longer because it was too early yet. And you're like, oh, I got you got like whole grain cookies there or something, or whatever you said. And I was like, oh, what? Right on the road? And you were just like, you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah, I was like,
yeah, your mother your mother thinks I'm so funny though.
Yeah,
she loves every joke that I make.
Someone's gotta.
Baby, that's not nice. You love me.
I do love you.
You know what?
You are so fucking ridiculous.
But no, sometimes. But I enjoyed your mother's reaction to my. I think it's funny. But like, I need to be with somebody like you that hates most of the jokes because most of the jokes are meant to be hated. Like when I make a really stupid joke, you're meant to hate it. Mm-hmm. Because I do it for that intention to antagonize you. But your mother thinks all 100%. Of them are so funny.
And that's why I was getting... I literally, baby, I was having an anxiety attack all morning.
Yeah. Why?
I don't know.
For what?
I don't know. I was just so anxious.
About your mommy?
No. But yesterday, I would literally, like, on our way to the graduation, I literally, like, was not doing well. I couldn't, like, fucking sit still. Every single thing was making me so... anxious. I like could not deal.
Yeah.
And then you were just taking every single fucking jab at me that you
trying to cheer you up. This is a good husband I am. Do you want to talk about this Down syndrome thing?
To be honest,
yeah.
I kind of want to save it for another day.
I'm totally fine with that. I'm going to put this in for another day. So I'm just going to let people know what the topic is. This way they can be interested. So maybe we'll talk about this next time. It's a topic about I guess a mother with Down, or no, the mother has a kid with Down, or a couple of kids with Down syndrome. And she made a post, which is interesting, about how she will not be celebrating people that are not disabled, people that don't have Down syndrome or some kind of disability, taking kids with disabilities to the prom. Because it's, and I'm not going to go too much into it right now, but basically it's because like they get to feel, oh, I took the fucking,
they're the hero.
I took the quote unquote weird person to prom, like and I partially agree with it, but I want to, that's a topic that's going to be like another half an hour topic. That's going to be a really interesting conversation. So we'll talk about that next time though, because I know we talked about something that with disabilities this time, so that's fun. Okay, are you ready to be done?
Yeah, I think I am.
Or do you want to watch a couple of TikToks? Or save those for next time? I have some TikToks that I want to talk about.
If you want to do TikToks, let's just do it.
We could talk about it next time.
If you want to do it, we should just do it.
Okay. No, hold on. I'm not super organized with it. There's one. I talked about it with you a little bit already, but I want to talk about it again because I want to complain about it. Let me see if I can find it. I sent you a TikTok of ponies, by the way. Little baby ponies.
Small ones?
Yeah, it was crazy. They were cute boys, or girls, I don't know. Okay. We're probably not going to need we're not going to really need any audio for it because it's a DMCA audio anyway. But let me put it up on the screen. Okay. Hold on a second. All right. I came across this TikTok. I want to talk about with you. We talked about it a little bit offline, but it really bothered me. I'm not going to play the audio. But it's basically, I already watched it. It's this video of this guy, and he talks about his journey of his wife becoming very disabled. And so I'm going to read some of it to you, and this is where it starts. It says, it's been 2.5 years since a simple tomato cage changed our lives forever. Okay, and it goes on. It's a guy here, writing on here. I guess it's just the tomato cage. You said you saw this too without me. Like I sent it to you. Oh, I don't think I sent it to you, but you saw it independently as well.
Yes.
And I guess this tomato cage went into her head or something and like really messed her up. It says they don't know if you would. They didn't know if you would make it, and if you did make it, they didn't know what your quality of life would be. Is what it says next. That's him. I don't know, messing around with charts or something. They had to get her out like in a stretcher in the hospital. But you did make it. You even excelled at times, but your recovery peaked short of being able to care for yourself. So it's, videos of him taking care of his wife. He's her caretaker now. I thought I could handle the challenge of being your caretaker and husband. And it's him putting pills in certain spots and whatnot as she's doing physical therapy. But sadly, I learned I cannot be both. The isolation and loneliness is soul-crushing at times. Very sad story. Then here's a stylized picture of him sitting outside in the rain. That's exactly what this is. And just keep in mind that the music is very somber. I will always be your caregiver and love you, but I have to find myself again. And him doing more stuff for this video. And please forgive me. So they get divorced. I'm assuming that that's what happened. And then he has this whole thing. This is supposed to be her schedule. And he writes, "I'm sorry" in it. Yeah. So I hate this video. I hate this entire video. And to be absolutely honest with you, I don't like this guy at all. I think he's a piece of shit. First of all, I think that you should, you get married for a reason, all right? You should be with your wife for the rest of your life. Like, that's what you should be doing. Okay, so I think that he's kind of a pussy. Your wife had a tragic accident and you decided to get a divorce. I don't like that, but I understand. I get it, right? We talked about that a little bit. Mm-hmm. But this whole fucking video, you don't have to announce it to anybody. You didn't have to make it a TikTok to make it viral, which is what you did, to try to make it seem like you leaving your wife in her greatest time of need is actually good, and you're the victim, because that's what this is.
I also have other thoughts on this now, because I didn't pay as much attention when it was like on my own phone, because you know how I am.
Yeah.
But it seems like she's not just like a vegetable in bed.
No, she's moving around.
And like, okay, so like you'll pick up what I'm putting down.
Yeah.
If God forbid, knock on all the wood, something like that happened to one of us.
I got some wood for you to knock on. Sorry, inappropriate for the topic.
If something like that happened to one of us and either of us became each other's caretaker.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think that like we would become any more isolated than we are already. You know what I mean?
What do you mean, from people? Yeah, well, we are each other's best friends.
So, like, my question, or not my question, I guess my thought is that it seems like there was other things happening in your life, and maybe now with this experience, it's making those things worse.
Like, this pushed you over the edge.
But, like, it kind of makes me kind of feel like it feels like you just don't want to be married anymore.
Yes, that's what it feels like.
And here's the thing, like, that's okay. However, like, this video was to gain sympathy and to make himself feel better. And to me, it's like one thing doesn't have to do with the other.
Yeah, no.
And especially because, like, the other thing with it too is that, like, if she has like a brain injury, like, brain injuries change your personality.
Yeah.
You know, so there's like a lot of different things that could be going on here, but he just seems like a stupid fucking douchebag.
Yeah. Like, listen, that's my thing. And listen, I get it. If maybe the marriage was already kind of on rocky road, and then after that, like, but why make this video about this? Why make a sympathy bait video that's meant to make you seem like you're the victim when your wife is fucking paralyzed or whatever? Or I don't know. I scroll down here. And I looked through his thing, and I came across a video with his wife in it. She seems somewhat responsive. I mean, I'm gonna turn on the audio for this just for a little bit, because I'd never seen this before. But this is her. It says that Laura and I discussing moving her to a skilled nursing center. I don't really know. I'm not gonna listen too much to it, but
I am.
I know you can't hear it, babe.
You were. I mean. You were good. You got home in December. You were good for. When you fell. I'm trying. Well, you have a brain injury, so. But the thing is that.
Yeah, I guess she has a brain injury.
Trying
so it might have changed her very fundamentally. I was trying to see how, like, how different she is now. I don't know if it's just her motor functions or what. But again, my thing is, first of all, like you said, it makes sense. Maybe they just weren't doing too well before, and now this was like almost push it over the edge and whatnot.
Yeah, but it's still like, shut the fuck up, bitch.
Yeah, why are you making a fucking viral a video about it? Why are you trying to do the scene where he sits in the fucking rain? For what? What were you, an art major? Like, what's wrong with you? Like this scene right here, he throws in there when it's fucking dude, because this is the thing, it blows my mind. He's sitting outside in the rain. He records him. He puts his camera down on a fucking windowsill or something, and he records himself sitting in the rain so that he can add this to his compilation video about why he should divorce his wife. Like, it's as if this guy was assigned an art project just to get a divorce. You want to get a divorce? If you want to pass the divorce class, you're going to have to make a really
he's like, I'm still going to take care of you.
Yeah.
Okay.
But at the end, he's like, oh, I can't be both of your... He said something like, I can't be your husband and your caretaker. And it's like, so you're going to take care of her? I still love you. Bullshit. Get the fuck out of here. You know? I doubt... You think he's going to stay here caretaker? I don't know about that. I'm still going to stay your caretaker for the money. No, I'm just kidding. That's terrible. But no, I don't know. I don't like this video. If he had just not made the video and did the thing, I would have been like, okay, I get it. Because that's like a harsh conversation, and that's not meant to be had online. That's just not meant to be had online. So it's pathetic. His wife is the victim. I get that it's stressful for him. I can understand that, and I can understand the decision. But at the end of the day, this is sympathy porn. That's all it is. And it pissed me off watching this. I think it's just pathetic. I think it's fucking... It's just a loser. It makes me angry. She's the real victim, and but we get the TikTok from his perspective. And if she does have some kind of a traumatic brain injury now, does she even get to see this? Just would she understand? Because would she understand this? Would she understand?
I really feel like
this
guy though, he made this and thought this was it. I'm this guy. Really I wonder if he thought he was gonna get sympathy points from women.
You think so?
I wonder.
You think so?
What do you think about that?
I think that he erased her schedule to write "I'm sorry" on it.
Bro, that would make me so fucking angry.
All of them actually, the entire schedule. I'm gonna zoom in. I don't know if it zooms in for everybody, but the entire schedule says "I am sorry," and it says "I try" at the top. Oh my god. I can't do it anymore. I am so alone. Please forgive me. I can't do it anymore. I feel terrible. I just want to be free. Bro, I didn't even read this. This is horrible. I am so alone. I farted. I think this one says I farted. I think it says I tried. I can't save you. Please forgive me. This is something. I will always love you. I forgot the milk. I don't know. I can't read this. This guy can't write for shit. This is why I'm married, because I can't write for my fucking life. My wife has to write everything for me. I miss you. I will always be here for you or something. I can't read all this. Bro, this is pathetic, dude. Your wife has a TBI or something, and you're leaving her. Okay, and now you're making a fucking middle school art project out of it. So do I think that this was to get pussy is what you're basically asking me? I never think of it from that perspective. I think that this guy's just a really bad person.
I think this guy needs to fucking grow some fucking hair on his chest. The fact that he fucking wrote that board. And I'm not, writing is good. To write how you feel is good.
But it's for social media.
You don't take a fucking picture of it and put it on fucking TikTok, and this shit's fucking embarrassing.
But it's not even just that. He didn't just write it in a fucking journal. He erased his wife's monthly schedule progress board or whatever to write down the way he feels with a big "I'm sorry" in the middle. This was this.
That's not.
Look at this.
I was gonna say though, it was probably blank because she was probably the only one who filled it in before her accident.
Yeah,
and then he found a use for it.
Yeah, true. They do that all the time for us. That's so funny. But this is what I'm talking about. Like, I hate this. And what I was trying to say before, I know it sounds weird, but I don't know. With her disability now, she might not be able to necessarily use her phone, or she may not understand TikTok anymore, or maybe she never did. I don't know. But like, it's not like she can go on there and be like, "Oh, look at this guy. Well, you're being an asshole."
But what's even worse is what if she could?
Yeah. And now she's seeing the fucking stylized TikTok. I don't know, bro. I don't like this. It bothers me. There's something about this guy additionally bothers me. I don't know, man. I think this guy's a bad person.
Yeah.
I think he's a bad person. I understand divorcing your wife. Frankly, you shouldn't have, though. I don't think I actually don't know if I could understand that, but I don't know their situation. But the fucking board. Do I think it's for pussy though? Maybe.
Morning. It's Saturday, May 13th, 2023.
Himself, apparently.
I posted a video.
I want to watch this. I want you to watch this with me. Here.
Don't crush me. I just scratched your finger to remind me of when I scratched the fuck out of you this morning.
What's up? Look at this. All right, I want to watch this. It's an apology video from him or something.
Good early morning. It's Saturday, May 13th, 2023. I posted a video, yesterday afternoon. It went viral, and it deserves some explanation because it was very, kind of artsy done, and there's a lot of questions.
Yeah.
First, yes, I am going to divorce my wife eventually. It's a very long process with everything she has to go through, so it'll be eventual. Will she ever know? No. She will never understand. That's where her cognition is. Am I going to leave her completely? No.
I can't even hear it. That's okay.
I said in the video, I will always be her caregiver. I will always be there, and whatever happens in the future and whoever I'm with in the future will have to understand that I have the responsibility to take care of her for the rest of her life. That's just how it's going to be. The leaving her, divorce eventually is selfish. Yes, it's for my own mental health because I was struggling with the image I had created, which Moji put it out as being the stoic husband, always going to be by her side. It was destroying me, and it was my fault. There's no one's fault but mine that I was just always, I was always going to be there. And many of you went to that pin, the pin thing that I since took away about the podcast I did about not leaving his wife because, but if you watch that whole podcast.
Wait, hold on. Because I can't see pins on this. It doesn't translate. It sounds like what he just told us is that he did a podcast with some podcast, whatever. And the focus of it was how he was like this stoic husband who had this disabled wife, and he was a good guy and stayed there for her. That's what it sounded like he just said. And so now maybe I'm overthinking it, but that sounds like what he just said.
He said he had a podcast about not leaving his wife.
Yeah.
Is that what he just said? Yeah. Also, when I pointed out that he had music on, I meant like he had music on, which is like an intentional thing.
Oh, I thought you meant like a DMCA thing.
No.
I can't even hear it. It says relaxing Japanese style piano music.
Yeah. He's creating like an environment where he's talking about something and it sounds...
When I was trying to communicate with the podcast thing, it's one of those things where he's like the kind of guy who's like, oh, like I'm the really good husband. I'm here for my wife. I'm good. I'm blah blah. And then he created this character of himself, and now he can't handle. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like he wants to reap the rewards of everything. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm the good husband that's with my fucking disabled wife. Oh, I can't do it anymore. Why is your life so dramatic? I would understand like a podcast about that and like the struggles of it, but I don't know. Okay, let me continue.
Podcast, there is a segment where we cover my struggle with loneliness and the lack of
Get a dog
of a partner
or a dinosaur.
So yes, everything I'm doing is completely selfish. Those of you who that said that, you are absolutely right. But I have no defense. I need to do this for my mental health, which is just as important as her health. And if it's,
I'm sorry,
and if I feel
Bro,
that
the mental health thing bothers me because like mental health is so real, and people should do positive things for their mental health, and we all experience mental health stuff. But maybe this is just social media, especially just seeing the way this guy was talking in his last video or his artsy video. Is like I feel like people will use mental health as a weapon all the time. I don't know.
He fucking needs pussy and someone to fucking take care of him.
Not to be rude, why not just cheat on your wife?
It's not even that. It's okay.
I'm not trying to be rude, but if she's disabled and you want to go get the fuck or something.
If your partner can no longer provide those partner things, it makes sense that you would need somebody else to fulfill that role in order to be happy in life.
Okay, sure.
That's not the problem. The problem is his fucking video crying about it. I have an argumentative tone right now. I'm not arguing.
I get what you're saying. No, I know. Yeah, that's fine. I get what you mean. I wasn't brushing off, but like I know sometimes that's how you talk. That's fine. No, yeah, no, true. That's the whole thing. It's like he could have just not put this on social media. And I think it's for sympathy. You think he might feast to see if he can get like a girl that's like, oh my god, what a good guy.
I think that he needs to feel like he's like okay with the decision he's making, and like the feeling that he's trying to evoke, is that the word?
Yeah, I think it is evoke
from the situation is like, oh, like feel bad for me, like I'm the good guy.
Yeah, I'm the true victim. I'm the true victim. I'm doing the right thing. But then, like, are you though? After you get divorced, do we even believe that? You know?
And that's the thing, though. Like, the emphasis on, like, oh, I'm still going to be her caregiver. So you're telling me that, like, if your wife needs intimate care, like, all that stuff, you're still going to have her living in your house? Like, that doesn't make sense. What does make sense to me, and maybe this doesn't even have anything to do with it. In this situation, it does make sense, though, that, like, maybe if she was in, like, a supportive facility or whatever, you still would be, like, the person making, like, decisions and stuff.
Sure.
That makes sense.
Wouldn't he lose that right, though, if he got divorced?
I don't know. I think that.
Do you think that if they're?
I mean, like all of this, like there would have to be like law plays a part in this. Like healthcare proxies are like an official thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, you could still have like your exes be like your person or whatever, and like it does make sense, right? Like if his wife is debilitated,
I guess that would be the word.
Whatever, like. They're no longer going to be able to be together. So like, yeah, like he should be able to like move on and like continue to have a life.
Yeah. Someone said he probably saw comments of women saying he's such a good guy in the beginning, and women saying that they want a guy like that, and he want.
Yeah.
Maybe you're right. I just that's the whole problem I have is just the announcement of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, it's just like once you start announcing,
and he took a video of himself fucking crying from the back, bro.
Yeah, in the rain.
Grow
Dude,
up.
The rain. Like how cliche. You know, it's not about struggle in silence. Talk to people in your personal life. That's it. Like if something like this happened to one of us, I imagine that we would be talking to our parents or our family or our friend. We wouldn't be and since we are already content creators, maybe we would go online and like maybe I don't even know about that.
If we did, it would be the conversation like starting a video like we're making the decision to do this.
Yeah, and there wouldn't be like music in the background. There wouldn't be fucking a stylized video of you crying in the rain or a fucking art project on your wife's your wife's calendar, it's just so sympathy, but it'd be like, hey, this is happening and it sucks and it is what it is. It's so disconnected,
that's the best way forward, then that's the best way forward. She will never know the difference. I can tell you that. I won't promise you, but I can tell you that she will never know the difference just from the way her cognition is.
This doesn't even make it better for me.
But for my supporters,
because the fact that
you.
she doesn't know the difference to me, it's almost like and I have a very negative interpretation of this person, but it's like she won't even know the difference. Who cares? Like that's what I'm getting out of this, rather than what he's trying to at least communicate, whether it's his honest opinion or not. Is that like, well, she won't know the difference, so it doesn't really like. Well, it's the same thing. Oh, who cares? But in a good way, Oh, but she doesn't really know. She's just a fucking idiot. That's what it sounds like he's trying to basically say.
Yeah, and like I don't believe that at all. I think that even the people with like the most unfunctioning brains, like they still know.
Yeah, she's gonna know something. Like again, I think it's relevant for anybody who might be watching this video or segment that you are like a behavioral specialist and like working with people like that. Like it sounds like she has a traumatic brain injury. There are people in some of your houses that have TBIs. Like They're not stupid. They know things are happening. She's going to know that something substantial is going to change in their relationship, and she's going to get sad. Like, it's probably, if anything, this is just a cope from him.
Even like I'm going to try not to go into a rant, but like the aspect of paid supports or what supports are in your life.
Yeah.
People notice who's taking care of them, and when that person is no longer like around as much or not.
Yeah.
They know that difference.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest things that you talk about, how you're not really supposed to get you're not allowed to even hug people in these houses, even though they've come to see you like family, because they don't want you getting too close to them, because if you leave, they get sad, and it's like a loss in their life because you are effectively family to them. That's going to happen here. This woman's going to be fucking devastated, and she might not be able to communicate, hey guys, I'm really sad and devastated, but it's going to fuck her up. Like, she's able to talk. We saw the little bit of that video. She's able to speak. She's able to communicate. Like, he's just doing this to try to make him seem like a good person. I don't like this guy. I feel like I like this guy. I dislike this guy a lot more than you. I don't know why. I'm just like, this makes me very angry.
Well, I think that, like, some of your biggest values, and I also think that,
I wasn't trying to say that in, like, you're not a good person way, but, like, this is
no,
really
I don't
charging
think
me
that
up.
you were
Like,
saying that at all.
me.
I think this is hitting you in, like, a personal area, because especially since we've gotten married, like, like, I don't know, you've changed, but in a good way. Like
my pants, like my underwear?
What?
Like my underwear? Change my underwear?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Sorry, I can't hear with this thing in my ear.
Oh, yeah, it's hard to speak with it. Yeah, I get that.
You're, like, you've just... not to, like, I hope I'm not insulting you. Like, you've grown up a lot since we've gotten married, and I think that your values have become stronger, and I think that the way that the both of us think about life as we've gotten married has like improved, really.
Yeah,
we value life so much more.
Yeah,
and I think that, like, your number one role right now is as a husband, and so I think, like, in combination with your, like, role as a husband and all of your values, like, something like this goes, like, 100% against what you believe in, and, like, when something goes against your morals or your values, like, you have a very difficult time, like, tolerating any of that.
Yeah, I understand. That's been a long time problem of me.
I don't think that it's a problem, but I'm just saying this is just, like, striking.
Well, I can get a little yes and no sometimes, like a little black and white when it comes to, like, I get what you're, because I that's one of the things I've noticed as me as a person, because I've been trying to think about, trying to be a better person, is that sometimes I do get very black and white on stuff, and, like, I can be, like, a little toxic sometimes, But let's finish this video. It's almost over.
Who left those kind and beautiful comments, and for those people who had their own experiences and shared them and defended me, I appreciate that. And for those of you who are criticism, totally valid. I understand, till death do you part. You shouldn't take it if you're not going to do it. I get it, and I appreciate you pointing out that that's not how you feel. So all I'll do going forward, this isn't going to be instant. It's all going to be all at once. She'll never know that this is the process. She just won't remember. So that's it. But I'm always going to be there for her medical needs. So, and that's the best I can say. Good early morning. It's Saturday, May 13th.
What do you mean?
Like, you and I are different in the way that, like, this, like, fucking angers you.
Yes.
That you think about it.
Yeah.
And, like, for me, this angers me. I'm like, you're just so fucking dumb. Like, I don't give a fuck.
Like, you want to,
like, it's so stupid that it's not even worth, like, fucking thinking.
Like, your anger manifests, and, like, I don't even want to engage with this person anymore.
Because the other thing that just popped into my head now is, like, oh, she's not even gonna know. Okay, so you're telling me that, like, your, like, intentions are to find, like, a partner, so then you're just gonna keep your fucking ex-wife. You're still gonna care for her medically, but then you're gonna keep her fucking hidden. You're not gonna introduce your new partner to her.
Yeah.
Like, this guy is just, like, fucking dumb, and, like, I just don't fucking care.
I think he's a bad person.
I
think he's a bad person.
But that's so I was just going to say again, like, very black and white. I don't think that he's a bad person.
Yeah.
But I think that he sucks and he's being fucking stupid. And really, the problem is that he needs to be quiet.
Yeah.
Be fucking quiet.
Yeah.
Don't share this.
Yeah.
Like, go do whatever you're doing, and, like, don't broadcast it because you're being shitty.
Yeah.
And like, you got to do what you have to do, but just be quiet.
Yeah, he could have just not made a fucking artistic video about it, which I mean, I'm starting to agree with you more that he was just looking to get other girls by doing it, basically. All right. Well, I think that's it, though, because I know we're going to get off. We have a lot of stuff to do before we go and go out to eat. There is one question in the thing. Maybe you want to weigh in on it. It's not like super drama related. It's LGBTQ related.
Yeah, I saw this question.
So this person intentionally spelled our names wrong because he's an idiot. Raba and Danny. Remember a long time ago you couldn't find a substantive difference? I can't even speak today. I'm the idiot. You couldn't find a difference between transgenderism and transracialism, yet one is treated crazy and the other is supported by you. So there's never been a point where I haven't been able to communicate the difference between these two.
Is this person against trans people?
Yeah, probably. They're just a silly goose. I'm trying to use better words, right? I've always been very clear that there is a difference. First of all, being transracial exists, and and I've said this every time we've talked about it. It manifests usually when it comes to adoption. So, like, if a black family adopted, like, an Asian kid, or if an Asian family adopted a white kid, or it manifests differently. There isn't I don't think a single case, or rather, let's go with this, there isn't an actual recognized pattern that would be considered a mental health disorder at all, or anywhere near to the point of gender dysphoria. Also, the difference between sex and race are massively different. The difference between me and a black guy is that I need to be out of the sun longer. The difference between me and my wife is that, like, she can have babies and I can't. There's a lot more differences between men and women versus a black and a white guy. So race and sex or gender rather are just so profoundly different. That's one. There's being transracial already exists, but mostly manifests itself differently. I've always said these things. So you're just being I know you're trying to be disrespectful the way that you phrase the question, and like it's very clear that you don't actually know who I am or engage with me in any meaningful capacity because you don't know my argument that I've said every single time I've talked about this.
I think a good way to leave this off is similar to the last guy. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. So I think for my own mental health, guys, okay, I'm going to go sit outside in the rain and I'm going to hide this user from the channel. Was that a bad call?
No, like I said, I don't care. I literally don't care.
Yeah.
But I had fun on stream today.
Yeah, today was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it.
And you want to hear a secret?
What's that?
Through this whole, you know how like at the end of the last thing we did, before you said you wanted to review TikToks?
Yeah.
You were like, oh, like, how are you feeling? And I was like, oh, like, I'm pretty much on. I've had to poop this whole time. For that whole dumbass segment of this dumb guy. I've been holding in a poop.
You have to go duties. Well, if I knew that, my wife had to take a shit. If I knew that, we would have been different. Anyway, guys, that's it. Take care. Have a good one.